Live from Casa de Clark in beautiful Independence, Iowa, it's Unemployed with your host, Matt Clark. Promotional consideration paid for by the new movie Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. For all you Harry Potter losers with a pair of blue balls, go see Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them in the theaters now. Here's your host, Matt Clark. Greetings, Internet, YouTube, children of all ages. I, your unemployed superhero, coming to you from the Music Conservatory, JP 100D over the shoulder, Max the Wonder Dog. The 2nd of December. It is a Friday. It's a Friday. The end of the week. It's been a long week. I think a lot of some of the issues I had outstanding have kind of, well, I guess they've kind of cleaned themselves up, I guess. Heard from a couple of places today. I'm going to talk to some people on Monday about some potential job opportunities. Still your unemployed superhero. Things haven't changed there, but hopefully in the upcoming month or so, we'll change that moniker somewhat. It is Friday. That means it's the weekend, which means it's time for your unemployed superheroes weekend picks. So, what's going on this weekend? A lot of good college football this weekend. The Big Ten championship game is this weekend. Wisconsin versus Penn State. Don't get me started on Ohio State and Michigan still being in the top 4, even though they're not going to play for their champion. One of the teams that beat them is playing for the championship and probably won't be in the playoffs. I don't understand it myself. I just work here. Yeah, I think all this college football playoff stuff's going to end up biting some people in the butt here in the end. The ACC championship game is this weekend. Clemson versus Virginia Tech. Probably won't be very good. I think Clemson's gonna stomp them to make a point. I think they'd prefer to be number 2 than number 3. Because the way things are sitting right now, I think Clemson would play Ohio State and Alabama would play Washington right now. Washington also has their Pac-12 championship game this weekend against Colorado, I believe. That one should be a pretty good game. I think Washington's going to lose, personally. See the SEC this weekend, Alabama and Florida. That should be ugly. Alabama's going to win it all. I hate to break it to everybody. There's nobody equipped to beat them right now. Not even Ohio State are equipped to beat them. In fact, Ohio State will get annihilated by Alabama, because to beat Alabama this year, you've got to have a great throwing quarterback, and J.T. Barrett's not a great throwing quarterback. He just ain't. He's a good runner. He's good in their offense somewhat, but he can't throw. I'm kind of tired. It's been a long day. What else is going on this weekend? Quick check of the movie theaters. Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. On the fence with that one. I've heard it's very good. I haven't seen it myself, so I can't tell you all that much. Bad Santa 2. Didn't like the first one, so probably won't like the second one either. Um, Arrival interests me. I'll probably wait till it comes on Blu-ray DVD before I watch Arrival, just because I don't think it's one of them movies you have to see in a theater. I've seen Doctor Strange. If you haven't seen Doctor Strange yet, it's still in theaters here in the Midwest. If you haven't seen it, it's worth going to see in a theater. It's got some of the wildest special effects you're going to see for a while. Not a great movie, a decent movie, but I recommend going and seeing it. I have not seen Moana, whatever the fuck they want to call it. It's a animated movie from the people who did. It's not a Disney animated movie. It's the ones who did Minions, I think, did Moana. The rock stars in it. Haven't seen it myself. I noticed that the tickets for the Rogue One movie have started going on sale. I'll probably end up going seeing Rogue One when it comes out, even if I'm not employed. It's a Star Wars movie. I grew up in the 80s. I gotta go see it. It's the law. So I'll probably end up going to see that here when it comes out. We'll see. Max is excited for the Star Wars movie, aren't you, Max? I thought he was. Had a talk with my brother today on the subject of, if I don't find a job soon, maybe I should just start a killing spree. And I thought about it. I've thought about it a lot over the last 3 or 4 weeks. I've got a list. People know me. If you're watching this video and you know me, you know the list. And you know who's on it. You know who you are. I've got a list. It's tempting. The only bad thing is that the top of the list, like the first 3 or 4 on the list, it's going to be pretty easy to connect those people back to me. If I got to the first, 3 or 4 people on the list, they're going to figure it out eventually, which would prevent me from getting to the bottom of the list. The 5 through the 10. What's tough too is like there's some people on the 5 through 10 that are actually out of state, which I do believe would bring the feds involved. And since there's a federal death penalty, I'm not sure I want to deal with a federal death penalty. Although, if I do want to go on a murderous rampage and tie up several people and torture them until they scream bloody murder, if I did that, depending on how badly, I was to torture the victims, would that be enough maybe to get a federal charge, and a death penalty? I'm not sure I get the... Come with me here. Say you've got a list, okay, and there's like 3 or 4 people on the list, but there's a mixture of men and women. I'm not sure they could call it a hate crime, because I'm not, if it was all women, you might be able to call it a hate crime. But being a mixture of men and women, I think I'd be okay. Granted, I got a lot of stuff that's going around up here on what I'd want to do to them. And that'd be a lot of fun. It would be. But like I said, and you got to go to prison, and you got to deal with the anal rape. Although I am 42, and I'm a little heavy. I don't know. Maybe I wouldn't be attractive enough to become a rape bitch. I'm not sure. When I was a kid, as an altar boy, I was never doodled by a priest. So, yeah, it's hard to tell. People's tastes are so fickle, Plus, it'd be the one plus if I did go on a blood-soaked, gut-wrenching, murderous rampage is that I go to an Iowa prison, and I can't imagine Iowa prisons being that bad. I mean, really. Most of the folks in Iowa prisons are probably like drug dealers and things like that. And I can't imagine it be that bad. Nah. It's always an option, you know. So I think, you know, if I were, you know, to dismember and eviscerate, you know, a person, and like take the body somewhere and, like, you know, so they can't find body parts. That's the key. If they don't find a body, then they can't prosecute you for murder because there's no body to prove that you murdered anybody. You know, they have to prove you actually did a murder, and if there's no bodies, then they can't really charge you for. I saw that on like CSI once, or NCIS, one of those initials shows, like CIS Tampa Bay or some shit like that. It's one of those. That there's no body, there's no crime. So I got options. So I'm saying I have options. I mean, I don't feel like doing, you know, a full blown, you know, tearing off the thumbnails, you know, murderous rampage right now. But who's to say in 6 to 8 months? Who knows? You know, even if I get a full time job in the near future, you know, maybe I got a list, and I'm sure 3 or 4 people on the list, people wouldn't mind they were gone. So, yeah. It's a thought. You got to have goals. That's what I'm trying to say. When you wake up in the morning, you got to have goals. You see what I'm saying? If you got to have goals. Well, anyway, to review, Bad Santa 2, I'd probably avoid. Doctor Strange, pretty good movie, I thought. Special effects are very good. The Arrival, I'd like to go see. The Fantastic Beasts, the Harry Potter thing. The Harry Potter movies weren't bad. So you could debate about going to see that one. I'm sure the special effects will be very well done. And it'd probably be nice that they're not tied down to the story of Harry Potter. You can kind of like go off in a... It's based on the Harry Potter world, by the way, if you don't know that. Star Wars Rogue One, I think it comes out next week or the week after. Kind of tired. Been a long day. And that's all I can think of at the moment. Let's see. Movies. I'd like to tie somebody up in my basement and torture them. That's pretty much the high points I was hit today, anyway. It's Friday the 2nd, about 5 o'clock in the afternoon. I am going to go make some dinner and probably watch the MAC championship game. Western Michigan and Ohio, I believe. Western Michigan will probably destroy them, but they haven't been winning big. They've just been winning. So it'll probably be a decent game anyway. That starts at 6 here in Iowa. So I'll probably end up watching that. And then go to bed. And ponder the meaning of life. Or watch porn. I haven't quite decided yet. Meaning of life's pretty... But, you know, good porn. You know. It's got to be free, though. Yeah. He agrees it's got to be free. Well, for Max the Wonder Dog, don't lick me. Say hi. Say see you later. See you later. You gotta tell him to see you later. You gotta tell him. You gonna tell him or not? Apparently he's not. You guys have a good have a good weekend. I will see you all on Monday with hopefully good news. We'll find out. And look ahead at my week for next week. This has been your unemployed superhero, with Max the Wonder Dog. You take it easy. Bug out.